All right, perhaps you've seen a post, maybe you've heard me talk about it from the stage, or maybe you or your children have been involved in a ministry that the Lord has allowed me to be a part of. But you've heard about this new lane of ministry called Gdu University, affectionately known as GDU, and you've asked this one overarching question: what is this thing? Next up, I'm going to break the entire thing down. Let's go. All right, welcome to Gdu University, episode 1. I'm Bob Upgren, and we are here to help you become more ministry focused, either in the ministry that you're leading or in your life in general. And in this video, the content piece of this video, I'm going to break that down even further. But before we get there, I want to give you something free. It's called 5 Steps to Finding Your God Dream. It's a video, it's a PDF, and it really is designed to help you discern, to help flesh out the calling that God has on your life. You see, God has a calling on your life, not just my life. And 5 Steps to Finding Your God Dream is designed to help begin the process of you discerning and understanding what that calling is and how you're going to use your gifts to glorify God. So it's free. The link will be in the description, and that will hopefully serve you well. And that's really my heart of GDU. That's my heart of doing any of these videos, is just to simply serve you in a greater way. All right. Real quick, I want to be concise on this, but I'm going to try and explain what GDU is, why I believe that the Lord inspired me to launch it, and how can it serve you in its purest sense. And I mentioned this before. This is my way of hopefully serving you in a greater capacity, serving the people that come through the ministries that the Lord has just graciously allowed me to start and be a part of and lead. And so I want to serve that audience in a greater way. It's a way for me to also serve in a greater capacity the audiences that I speak to. And oftentimes in the speaking industry, you walk on a stage, you give a message, everything's great and crazy, and oh man, that was great, and you leave, and you never get to stay in contact with those people. And this is my way through GDU, through Gdu University, to continue a relationship with the audiences that I speak to across North America. And my heart is, I want you to hear me on this, my heart is to serve those people in a greater capacity and ultimately help them become more ministry focused, as I said before, either in the ministry that they're leading and really and their life in general. Meaning to become more ministry focused with your family, to become more ministry focused in your vocation, to become more ministry focused in your marriage, in your local church, and also even looking at yourself. And this will sound strange to you, but to minister to yourself and to begin to take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you're going to be able to take care of other people. So GDU is a mentorship platform for me to greater serve the people, the audiences that the Lord has just allowed me to be a part of. And even if you're finding this just on the ethernets, on the web of the internet, it's a way for us to begin to develop a relationship and for me to invest into your life. So the first thing is really a greater capacity to serve. The second thing is just to simply to give back. And I just feel like I've been so blessed to be able to do this for quite a long time now. And in some other videos, I'm going to tell my story. I'll talk about the ministries that God has allowed me to be a part of, to launch, and to lead. But the Lord has really been good to me. People have been just so generous to us in investing in the missions of the ministries that we're leading, and they see the fruit of that. And I want to continue to give back. I truly want to continue to give back, and I always want to be able to continue to listen to the voice of the Lord. And I believe that the Lord has inspired me to launch GDU as a mechanism to further disciple people, not just in knowledge, but in ministry. And you'll hear me say this from time to time. Really, ultimately, a mature Christian is not simply growing in knowledge, but it really is that the mature Christian is being propelled to do ministry. I believe that's why that's part of the discipleship making process. And if you've ever served, and I'm guessing a lot of you have, you found that when you are serving and when you are leading, oftentimes you are growing the most. And so my goal is to inspire people to get in the game, if I could say it that way, and begin to use their gifts for God's glory and to really just give. I want to give and give and give. And the reality is, the truth is, you could follow this YouTube channel, and no, I'm not trying to be some YouTuber. I just know that this is a powerful tool to be able to speak into the lives of people. You could follow this channel forever, and it's totally free. We're going to be continually pushing out content that I believe is going to be powerful in your life, and you can just follow this channel for the rest of your life or the rest of the time that I'm doing this, and that alone is going to serve you well. Okay, so number one, I want a greater serve. I just want to serve at a greater capacity. And number two, my heart is I want to give back. I truly want to give back, and I want to be able to take people to really a deeper, a richer level, which is really the third part of GDU. And I think this is why, one of the reasons why I believe that the Lord inspired me to start it, but also how it can serve you in just a tremendous way, is that God's calling me to mentor people. Again, I've traveled all over North America, speaking on different stages, talking to different groups, developing friendships and relationships. But truthfully, I can't stay involved in their life until having a platform like GDU where I can consistently be a voice of encouragement to those people that I care so much about, to be a voice of truth in their lives, to be hopefully at times a voice of wisdom in their lives. So it's not just to greater serve people in a greater capacity or to give back. It is to serve and to give back in a way where I can mentor people in a richer way so that you, my friend, can become everything that God created you to be. I know this for sure, that you will never be more alive. You'll never be more alive than when you are doing the ministry that God artistically created you to do. And I use the word artistically very, very intentionally, because the flagship verse behind GDU is Ephesians 2:10, where it says, you are God's masterpiece. You're his workmanship. You are his handiwork. The Greek says you are his poema. And you've been created in Christ Jesus. Not meaning, although it's true that you've been made in the image of God, but what Paul is writing about here is you have been transformed by the work of Jesus on the cross. The old is new, and behold, the old is gone, and behold, the new has come, as it says in 2 Corinthians, right? And that means old habits and old selfish desires, old sins are going to be peeled away, and there's a new purpose that's going to come into your life. And so think on that. When it says that you are God's masterpiece and you've been transformed by the work on the cross, going from something old to a new creation, listen to how the verse ends. It says, to do good works which have been prepared in advance. And all I know is this, that preparation precedes anything that's important. You have a wedding, there are wedding plans. You build a house, there are architectural renderings. You take a flight, and there is a pre-flight manifesto. There's a plan. There is a preparation. You have a child, and don't kid yourself, there are months and months and months of planning that goes on, from the colors on the walls to the furniture into the room, to the books that we're going to be reading to our children, to the music that they want to listen to. All these things begin to be a part of preparation. Why? Because it matters. And when Paul says that you've been created to do good works which have been prepared in advance, it means that your ministry matters. God's got a calling on your life. And so ultimately what God Dream University is, it's my way to, in a greater capacity, serve you. What God Dream University is in my way, a greater capacity to give back, because people have been so generous, and God has been so generous in the ministries that I've just been allowed to really humbly be a part of. And ultimately, God Dream University is my way of being able to mentor you to become everything that God created you to be, to step into the dream that God has waiting for you. I was telling a group of students this a while ago. My dream is to step into your dream. My dream is to literally walk into a room and see you using your gifts for God's glory. And that could be in a ministry that you lead. It could be as you lead and minister to your family. It could be as you lead and minister to your spouse. It could be as you minister to your children in your local church, in your community. whatever the case, my dream is to step into your dream and see you become everything that God created you to be. And all you have to do is just follow this channel. I'm just going to give, I'm going to give, I'm going to give. And from time to time, and you'll probably see on our website, if you go and look at that, there's something called Gdu Mentorship and Gdu Mastermind. Gdu Mastermind is for ministry leaders, and that's a program where we mentor and disciple ministry leaders. Gdu Mentorship is for people who simply have this hunger, this true hunger, and they're saying, I want more. There's got to be more to this Jesus thing and this walk with Jesus thing in my life. And I want to become more ministry focused. I want to become more Great Commission focused. And so Gdu Mentorship is for people to help them become more ministry focused in the areas of life that matter most. And occasionally we'll open the doors to that. But honestly, you don't need to sign up for that. You could just follow this channel for free week in and week out. And this alone is going to serve you well. So that's what God Dream University is. I believe that that's why God has inspired me to launch God Dream University, and those are some thoughts on how it can not only help you grow spiritually, but help you become everything God created you to be. I said it before, and I'll say this in closing. You're never going to be more alive. You will never be more alive than when you're doing the ministry that God created you to do. And it would be my honor. I would just be so humbled if we could be and play just a small part in that. God bless.